I think Billy Napier's got the best Florida roster that I think they've had since, if not the Urban years, they were good in 12. Dan Mullen had a very special team in 20, but that was more about his play calling and Trask and Pitts. I think this might be the best Florida roster in 10 years. What do you expect from the Gators?
I think the roster's a little underrated because I agree with you, and I don't think a lot of the country realizes that yet. A lot of the country hadn't tuned back into college football yet, so I think they may know they got a hard schedule.
Yeah.
They may know Napier was on the hot seat last year, got himself off of it. They may know Lagway's a potential star. That's about it.
That's right.
I mean, no one knows anything about Florida past that, which is good because that means you can kind of take the league, take the country by surprise, by storm. I keep on hearing everyone say, oh, I think Florida could be better, and then it's the schedule thing. And so my rebuttal to that is not to dismiss the schedule thing. It's a real thing. Same with Oklahoma. But if you believe this team is as good as maybe you and I believe it could be, well, all right, that means all those teams have to play Florida too. So that means their strength of schedule ticks up, does it not? That means when Texas comes to Gainesville early to midway through the season, that becomes one of the biggest games in the league this year. That means when Florida goes down to Miami earlier in the season, when they go to LSU earlier in the season, they got to play Florida. You get them in your building, but they got to play Florida. And my point is, you don't play a schedule on Saturday. You play one team on Saturday. And so if you continue to put forth the better effort one Saturday at a time, you're not going undefeated against this stretch, I don't think. But Florida's one of those teams that if they win 3/4 of their games, they're one of the candidates because of that strength of schedule that is in with a 9-3 record.
Final thing, you did something really cool last year. I don't know if you're doing it again this year. When you traveled, you spent time with Mario Cristobal. You spent time with Billy Napier. I follow your stuff. I could tell you connected with those guys. You kind of learned maybe more about them than we know. Are you doing that again? Was that?
We did 16 stops this spring.
You did. I thought it was fantastic. So let me ask you, being there, getting to know Billy, seeing the facility, when the mic's turned off, Josh, because that's when we get to know these guys, really, is when the mic's turned off. What do you think of Billy Napier? Can he do this? I mean, obviously he can recruit. Obviously he's a really good guy. Can he be Dabo? Can he be Ryan Day? Can he if he gets the right players, can he do that?
He can be everything they are. Yeah. Billy is about as good as any coach is in America at opening his program up in sort of an off-the-record way, but opening his program up to us when we're down there. Sitting in on staff meetings, sitting in on recruiting meetings, seeing their systems at the foundational, granular level. Now, what you realize when you see it from that vantage point is the purpose and the process behind everything. Because from the outside, you just kind of get to see the scores on Saturday. Yeah. It's like, all right, that's all I have to go by. That's all I have to judge you on. I remember talking to you last year, and I told you, Frankie, last year, when I'm at Alabama, when I'm at Ohio State, when I'm at Georgia, Florida feels like those places, but their results haven't matched that yet. So either that means my eyes are deceiving me, or it just hasn't happened yet, but it's on its way to happening. Then the end of last year happened, and that gives a little spark. But I think if they go into this year, I fully expect them to contend because I fully believe in the process because I've sort of been allowed to observe it, and Napier has never wavered off of how he articulates where he thinks they are. He's never wavered off of it. He's the most cerebral guy probably out of any coach in this league. He's just as cerebral and as even-keeled as it gets. Don't mistake that for him not being a fiery guy. But they're just so fully bought into what they're doing. There's purpose behind it. I know what it looks like when it's not together, and that is not Florida. Florida's very much got it together.
Josh Pate, I don't think anybody talks college football better than you do.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here. Thanks so much for watching 1010XL on YouTube. If you bleed black and teal on Sundays, make sure to head over and subscribe to 1010XL Jaguars. And if on Saturday you're wearing that orange or blue, make sure you like and subscribe over on 1010XL Gators. As usual, make sure you're locked in on this main channel. Like and subscribe right here.